a lot of wars in Chile. Squiggly lines are the best predictor of stability. Here's the underlying reality in terms of tribes going way, way back. Here are the lines the Europeans drew. They oddly correspond to longitude and latitude. They have almost no bearing on the underlying reality whatsoever. Here's a line I want you to think about. It's a line where you transition from one sort of reality to the other. And it corresponds, unsurprisingly, to the underlying environment. This is mostly a predominantly Muslim north. Doesn't mean there's no Christians up there. But it's predominantly Muslim. And if you live in a predominantly Christian society, you know it's not a predominantly Muslim one. And the south is different. So think about the fault line countries, and you will find all of them experiencing instability in the last 5 to 10 years. We see these splits even where it's stable. Here's the most recent election in Nigeria. Goodluck Jonathan took the entire south. Landslide, except he didn't win any of the north. He's a Christian. That's all the Christian south. The guy who lost was a Muslim. That's all the Muslim north. Now, I'm not predicting violence on the basis simply of that reality. I'm saying when globalization comes in and changes things, people get in fights. And when they get in fights, identities tend to matter. When you get in the bar fight and everybody's throwing glasses and whatnot, you tend to go to those in the same uniform. And these are big uniforms. But I'd like to point out, America did similar things in terms of its squiggly and straight line states. Here's the original 13 colonies. Kids can pick them out. Here's how we did the Trans-Appalachian West. 2 big lines basically draw everything. Mississippi, Ohio. Look what happens when we get in a hurry. Let me show you all the thought that went into Colorado. Yeah, a lot of thought. Sure, the Native Americans appreciated it. The trick, 1870s America. We were the China of our age. We're exporting beer to Germany, just like the Chinese are exporting tequila to Mexico right now. We were a with it rising country. Everybody was afraid of us. So we were the future. But we had to integrate this crazy West at the same time. Okay? So not only are we the China of the future, building the biggest, coolest things like the Brooklyn Bridge, engineering marvel of its age, building it right through our centennial, 1876. 2 weeks earlier, Custer buys it in Little Bighorn, in our federally administered tribal area. Place so dangerous, we can't even send our military there. Where have you heard that line? So we're not just the China of our age, we're the Pakistan of our age. And I guarantee you, if Crazy Horse can get on a plane and fly to London and blow himself up, boy, that's a different America in terms of its relationship with the outside world. So these are not new things. These are sped up things, but they're not new. So here's how things are going to happen in Africa. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, but this is the basic idea. You got straight line countries. Globalization comes in. Things start to break up. Who wants out of the relationship? Always the most ambitious. Who wanted out of Iraq? The Kurds. Who wanted out of the Balkans? The Slovenes and the Croatians. They wanted to get rid of the losers, cut their own deal with the outside world. I want a divorce. If it goes badly, you start fighting over the kids. That's called ethnic cleansing. If you're lucky, you get a good lawyer. Manages the process, keeps the violence from getting too bad. You start reconnecting politically over time like they have in the Balkans. Why are they connected now in the Balkans? The vast bulk of the trade with every country is with all their neighbors. So of course they have to get along after a while. How you jump the chasm? Historically, single-party models. So don't wish for democracy too fast. Wish for a middle class before. Understand, we get called in when things go bad on this side, and guess who shows up when things start getting good on the other side? That is a silent partnership, an LLC, that we don't like to talk about. But we got it right now in Africa. We're interested in the Paul Mill, they're interested in the stuff. There's the logic that we're going to have to pursue over time. As this part of the world fractures, breaks up, more countries are born, not just South Sudan, you're going to have to create overarching economic unions. And they're going to have to connect the interior to the exterior, like the EAC tries to do over here. That's the future. And why do you need to connect the interior to the exterior? That's where you're going to get your democratic impulse, because you got your middle class congregated, unsurprisingly, on the coast.